They have a little bit of a different video today. I'm going to do 2 WNBA player prop picks and 2 MLB player prop picks in one video. We have no NBA today, and it is Flex Friday here on PrizePicks, free $20 entry. So I did want to provide just some value, some research and analysis for you guys. So I got 4 total plays here, 2 from the WNBA, 2 from the MLB. If you guys do appreciate this content, all I ask is please you just drop a like on this video and hit that subscribe button if you have not yet already. I do drop daily PrizePicks content on this channel every single day. Before I get started, there is a link in the description below. You can sign up for PrizePicks there, or you can use promo code TUFF, 100% deposit match. There's a Discord link in the description. We have that main server completely free, as well as the Patreon link where I post all the plays here that I'm making on PrizePicks for each given sport that I do play. Again, I also need to mention I'm not a gambling expert, and this is not financial advice. Simply just plays I'm personally looking at making, hopefully giving you guys some insight and analysis to then make your own player prop decisions here. No one is pressing submit on those parlays other than yourself. But let's get into it, you guys. I got 2 plays from this WNBA slate. We only have 2 games on the slate. We got Chicago versus Washington, and then we got Dallas versus Seattle in the nightcap. But let's get into it. The first play here that I like is Ezi Magbegor, and I like her over 25.5 fantasy score. Now, back last season when I was making WNBA player prop content, she was actually a wagon, and she played extremely well earlier in the season when before the Seattle Storm got Tina Charles. Again, I think this actually might be the first WNBA video I've made this season as well. But last season, before they got Tina Charles and when they had Breanna Stewart, she was playing extremely well. Now, Tina Charles and Breanna Stewart are both gone. And in that first game of the season, in an extremely tough matchup going up against A'ja Wilson and Candace Parker, she finished with 22 fantasy score with increased usage, right? In that matchup against Las Vegas, right? 29 minutes. She saw, I think, the most minutes on the team in an absolute blowout, right? She saw 29 minutes in a blowout. She did. Right, the most on the team along with Jewel Lloyd. She saw 29 minutes, finished with only 7 points, still had 4 steals, 5 rebounds, 3 for 9 from the field. But an extremely tough matchup. She had 4 personal fouls going up against quite possibly the best front court of all time. But I like the 29 minutes here from Ezi. She's probably one of the more underrated, if not, I think she has a strong chance to be in that top 3 as far as defensive WNBA Defensive Player of the Year candidacy. But let's get into why I like this. So first off, in Las Vegas's most recent game, in the Dallas, they're playing Dallas, right? Seattle's playing Dallas. In Dallas's first game of the season, Dallas faced Atlanta, and Nia Coffey had 4 blocks and 1 steal in that game. She's the big for that Atlanta team, along with C. Parker, who still had 3 steals. So the 2 bigs here, the 2 front court players for Atlanta versus Dallas in that game 1 of the season, they had a combined 8 stocks, right? Now, Ezi Magbegor had 4 steals in that game, no blocks, but a tough matchup. We go back to kind of last season for Ezi Magbegor. If we take a look at her game log last season. Now, this is going to be a long video, so hopefully you guys stay with me. But her game log last season, right, versus Dallas. She faced Dallas. We take a look at her game log versus Dallas last season. She faced Dallas here. 13 points, 2 rebounds, 2 steals, 2 assists, 1 steal, 5 blocks. A game before that, 13 points, 6 rebounds, 2 blocks. She faced Dallas, I think, one more time, or that might have been it. So again, in 2 games versus Dallas last season, she had a combined 8 stocks through 2 games. Going back to last season as well, Dallas gave up the most blocks to opponents in the NBA. The second most blocks to opponents in the NBA, dating back to last season at 4.3 blocks per game. And then we move this to this season here. Dallas, I mean, they've only played 1 game, but also giving up, a good amount of rebounds, 28.0 rebounds per game, and the second most total opponent rebounds in the WNBA, again, through 1 game here. So it does present a nice matchup for Ezi. You can see here on RotoWire, she played 29 minutes in the loss, well up from the 24.7 minutes per game she averaged during her 3rd season last year. She's still only 22. Figures to be a key piece for the Storm, providing elite defensive production. If she can average anywhere between close to 30 minutes per night, she is going to be a sneaky asset across fantasy platforms. And even up here, the fantasy outlook for her going into the season. You can see here, Magbegor saw her role decline in the second half of the season following the Storm's acquisition of Tina Charles. And with Breanna Stewart leaving the mix, there will be plenty of production to fill. So I think 25.5 just too low. If she plays another 29 plus minutes tonight with the chances of her defensive production, and really no one on that Dallas front court can really stop her as far as defending the paint. So I like Ezi Magbegor as the first play. The second play from the WNBA is going to be another first half prop here from the same game. And it's going to be Arike over 16.5 fantasy score here. Arike just an absolute stud. In that first game and her only game this season in the regular season, she had 25.4 fantasy points in the first half. Against Atlanta in that one game. She's obviously a monster offensively. Her bag is extremely deep. In that game one, she had 27, 4, 1, and 3 steals over 39 minutes. So the usage is going to be there for her. Obviously, she's going to play the most minutes, have the most volume and usage on this team. 39 minutes in game one. I think in a close game, she's probably going to play close to 19 to 20 minutes in that first half here. But I also like this play because we saw in Seattle's first game of the season, right, where they got blown up by Las Vegas. They really got destroyed by the Las Vegas backcourt. I mean, Kelsey Plum had 23, 5, and 5, and then Jackie Young had 23, 3, and 5. So we saw the backcourt really just go to work against the Seattle defense. So again, I think that the Seattle defense, as far as guarding the backcourt, is going to be tough, right? Jewel Lloyd and Kia Nurse, I don't think, obviously Sue Bird's not there anymore. So it presents a very, very strong matchup for Arike, whose bag is extremely deep. 16.5, just a little bit too low. We saw her go for 25.4 in the first game. And then, like I said, the backcourt for Las Vegas, who just faced Seattle, went crazy. 23. I mean, we're looking at 46 combined points by the backcourt for Las Vegas here. I definitely think Arike can clear this number in the first half here for Dallas tonight. So these are the two WNBA plays. Let's get into this. The same video, we're going straight to MLB. The first one is going to be a pitcher strikeout prop, and I'm going with Hunter Brown. I like his over 6. Now, I think this has elite push potential in my opinion. We take a look at Hunter Brown on Outlier. Again, there's a link at the top of this video to sign up for Outlier. They'll give you a 7-day free trial. To me, in my opinion, the best research tool here for player props. Their mobile app is extremely elite. So he's over 5.5 here on most sports books. But look at the odds. He's minus 180 on FanDuel, minus 145, minus 141, minus 140 on BetMGM to go over 5.5 strikeouts. So the push potential is obviously there. Here is his last 10. You can see the green here. He's over this line in 6, I believe, of his last 10 games. 6 of his last 10 games. We look at the head-to-head. He just faced Oakland at home. He had 9 strikeouts in that matchup. Oakland presents an extremely elite matchup for pitchers. They are giving up they're striking out the most in baseball. 26.2% strikeout percentage against right-handers. Oakland is. We take a look at starting pitchers game log this season versus Oakland. You can see how many starting pitchers have had at least 6 Ks. Like a lot, right? We're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. 25 starting pitchers have had 6 strikeouts or pushed this line or gone over this line this season versus Oakland. It's absolutely elite. Now, look at these top guys have even done it at Oakland. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the top 8 strikeout guys this season versus Oakland have done it on the road in Oakland, right? We take a look here at Hunter Brown. He's had the ability to go over this. He's gone over this 4 starts already this season, or 5 starts, already this season. And has actually gone over this 3 times on the road against some tough teams: Chicago, Tampa Bay, and Atlanta. Hunter Brown's stuff is extremely elite. We look at the potential lineup here that Oakland's going to put out. 1, 2, 3. Every single guy in the starting lineup except for Kemp has a strikeout percentage over 20. And then we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different guys in this lineup with a strikeout percentage over 25%. It's just an absolute elite matchup here. The odds are, in strong favor for him to go over 5.5 strikeouts. Obviously, 5.5 on most books. It's at 6 here. I'll take the push potential with the chance of him going over 7. And then obviously Houston is going to be huge favorites in this game as well, which should present him to give it a nice comfortable lead and to be able to pitch comfortably, where he should be able to hit the over on this. So Hunter Brown is going to be that first MLB play, and then the second MLB play is going to be a hitter fantasy score, which I do think is just a bit too low here. And we are looking for Pete Alonso over 8.5 hitter fantasy score. Now, he's been heating up lately, in my opinion. 8, 3, and 32 fantasy in that series against Chicago. But we take a look here at Pete Alonso. First off, Pete Alonso, we take a look at his splits, right? Now, over the last 7 days, he's hitting 286 with a 1.114 OPS. right? OPS over his last 7 days has been elite. 21 at-bats, he's got 6 hits, 8 RBIs, and 3 home runs over his last 21 at-bats. He's slugging .714, right? Which, again, compared to his season slugging at .559, he's slugging .714. I think he's leading baseball in home runs as well. We take a look at this matchup, though. The highest over-under on the day at 11.5 runs here. In this game, 11.5 runs here in this game. I think it's easily the highest. I don't think the next, let's see, Philadelphia, Atlanta's at 10. And yeah, that's it. So the highest over-under on the day at 11.5. It's being played in Colorado, where we know the ball is going to fly a lot higher. Historically, power hitters hit the ball extremely well. If you're just an average baseball fan, you should know that. And then also, I like this because New York is the away team, so they will get at-bats in that 9th inning, kind of regardless of where the score is at. But we take a look at Pete Alonso in his career at Colorado. This has a pretty decent hit rate. I mean, he's had at least 9 fantasy in 6 of 9 games when he's played at Colorado. He's got 2 hit games in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of 9 games here. He's got 3 home runs at Colorado. Has just had some pretty decent success here. We take a look at his fantasy score game log. I mean, look at his last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of his last 9 games, he's had at least 20 fantasy points in 6 of his last 9 games. Dude's been absolutely raking. You can see here in his last 9 games, he does have 6 home runs in his last 9 games, guys. Strongly, very good for Pete Alonso. I think he has got in a great spot here. We look at the odds over on Outlier as well. He's at -145 on FanDuel to go over 1.5 total bases here. He's at the -189 to score a run tonight. Let's see what else we got. -140 here to have an RBI. So I think great spot here for Pete Alonso overall in Colorado, where obviously the balls are going to go much farther. He's facing Connor Siebold, who I don't think he's faced before, but at home versus righties, Connor Siebold is allowing a .318 batting average with 3.354 OBP, 500 slugging, and a .357 WOBA here. So a great spot for Pete Alonso. Again, on the road in Colorado, the hitter's ballpark of all hitter's ballparks. So here's the 4 plays here, right? You don't need to play these in a 4-man slip. I'm not saying this should be your flex play, your free $20 flex play. I'm just giving 4 plays here. I got Ezi Magbegor over 25.5 fantasy. Arike Ogunbowale, I really hope I pronounced that right. 16.5 fantasy in the first half over. Hunter Brown over 6 strikeouts, and Pete Alonso over 8.5 hit fantasy score. Again, let me know in the comments below how you guys feel about this video here, these plays. Long video today, but I appreciate everyone. Please drop a like on this video, hit that subscribe button, and as always, you guys, let's cash.